Neat Games! Hello, Neat Games here, and this is my third devlog for my new Steam game, HEATSEED. Its concept so far is a simple farming RPG with a Steam technology theme, plus whimsical nature magic, plus top-down dungeon crawling action with boss fights. This will be my second Steam game. Stay tuned until the end of the video for a sprite art event. You can get your sprite art into the game. My first Steam game was Super Neat Cat. I made it in less than a year and learned a bunch about game development, and it was a blast making that game. You can get it on Steam now, and it's on sale again just for a bit longer for the Lunar New Year sale. I hope I found a solution for the freezing overworld bug. Please let me know if it works. I added a little button to the pause menu that forces the game to put you in the first level real quick, and then your character should move again. Now for the HEATSEED progress. Firstly, I made a new crop. It's a strawberry plus grape. I called it a grawberry. Thanks for the name suggestions on my YouTube post. I took one of them from there and I just added a W just so it had a little bit more of a strawberry feel. Thanks again. The next crop I am brainstorming for is a pumpkin plus something. So if you guys have any ideas, please let me know below, and I'll make another YouTube post to ask you guys to help to name it. Next, I made some breakable crates. They can hold random loot, and it's very satisfying to smash them by whacking them with your sword or dashing into them. Sometimes they drop crops or coins. I made this cool little spinning coin sprite. Currently there is a plus 10 coin and a plus 50 gold coin. Coins slowly fly into the player so you don't have to walk around to collect them all. Also now, eating food gives health, so it'll be worth taking some into the Root Cave random dungeons. Later I hope to let the player craft potions that heal for more. Perhaps even craft some meals that give buffs and things like that. As someone suggested in the comments last time, I made the all-important random character customization button. It's fun to see what it comes up with. Some of the generated characters are pretty funny. Oh, also, the character creation only appears when you start a new game now. And drum roll, saving player customization works. Thanks to this Bracky's video and this article, I was able to save the game in binary. Next, you can drop crops and produce into the chest and it gives money. There's a little animation for the chest with its popping up lid and a little particle effect. Plus, just as with the player customization, the save system saves the player's current money amount. So it's becoming a real game as we go. As you know, I love doing visuals, so I added a few more decorations here and there. Things like little bushes, these cool green grass patches that react to the player, glowing mushrooms in a cave, and more. I read that a sprite atlas can help performance, so I learned how to do that too. Hopefully it does help the performance some. Basically, it makes one giant sprite sheet, and when the game is built, all sprites are accessed from this one sprite sheet, instead of the game searching for separate images and sprite sheets throughout the files. Also, the beginnings of the main town have been started. It's just a corner house with a selling table at the moment, but I will keep growing it as I think of new buildings and new NPCs. I hope in this town there will be many different types of quests and things you can do there. I think I want to name the town Leafville. What do you think of the name? I made the NPC seller, Jessica Doe, I'm calling her temporarily. She mostly just walks around here in this area and also goes to the farm. There's a simple selling system on her table. You can spend those hard-earned coins here by walking up, and it pops up a little world space UI canvas, and you can spend your coins. Currently, she sells increase max health by 5, an upgrade item, and of course she sells more seeds to help grow your farm. Next, I was a bit scared to try this, but I used Unity 2D-Lights for the first time. I made these cool nighttime lampposts. They turn on when it gets dark. I did this by making a 2D-Lights manager that finds all lamp tags, adds them to a list, and then an animation trigger activates them depending on the game clock time. They were a little scary to set up at first because you have to install the 2D-Lights package and then change all the sprite textures. After you do this, everything turns pitch black or neon pink. Luckily, there's an easy way to change all the sprites with this little menu option here. To change the tile maps, you have to do it on each scene. And after you add a 2D global light and fiddle with it a bit, everything looks normal again. Check out how cool the nighttime looks now. Oh, also, the player magic attack uses 2D lights and has a sound effect and an impact effect now. Let me know what you think about it. Finally, the random root caves have been started. Like in Super Neat Cat's dungeons, they are randomly generated, but this time the rooms are much bigger. I will try to do a mini-map that reveals as you discover rooms. This way you can see in these larger rooms where the exits are. Also, I made the camera bound to the room, so you can't peek and see what's in the next room by putting the camera over the wall. When you enter a new room, the camera bounds lock into that room and move around just there. And introducing new enemies. The first one is named Mosquito. It wanders around and attacks players. It is faster and with lower health. The next enemy is Mosquito. It wanders a little and shoots goo at the player. It also runs away if the player is close. It is slow and has lots of health. Enemies drop nature energy now, and you can give this to the life tree and grow a heat seed. I haven't implemented this system yet, but that's the idea. I hope that the nature energy will grow that heat seed that's on the life tree outside. Still thinking about how to make that work. The nature energy is sucked into the player just like the coins. And I'm thinking about how to use the heat seeds in the game. Like, what's their purpose? Do you have to give heat seeds to the town hall or to your neighbors, or do you just sell them? I'm still thinking about a cool system for that, especially since that's what the game's name is from, the heat seeds. As mentioned briefly before, with the more decorations, I made those glowing mushrooms, and they actually use the 2D lights. I noticed the frame rates drop if you use too many 2D lights, so at the moment, the 2D light is only on the large mushrooms. Let me know if you guys have any other cool suggestions for the cave decorations. And also, all those breakable crates are scattered throughout here, so when you're dungeon crawling, you might find some extra loot in them. And there's a shop with an NPC seller. I just call him Mushroom Man in the root caves. I hope to give him some lore that is revealed as you meet him, maybe some little dialogue pop-ups and whatnot. I want to do this for all the NPCs as well, give them a little story. Right now he sells the more rare seeds like strawberry seeds. And the first hazard has been added as well. It's a pop-up spike. I used the same code that I did in Super Neat Cat, and it turned out great. It works really well. Well, I think that's everything interesting I worked on for the past 2 weeks. What do you think about the progress and ideas so far? There's still a ton of things to think about for HEATSEED. In the future, I want to think about how to do crafting and how to do quests, some other dungeon areas. I want to have boss summoning statues, and anything I can think of to add to this game. Please let me know what you think and what would be great in HEATSEED. If you'd like to support me, please consider purchasing Super Neat Cat for your friend if you want to play a simple 80s-like platforming pixel art game. Thanks for watching, and it would be super neat if you would subscribe and hit that like button. Now for that sprite art event, I think I'm gonna have you guys try and make some hats for the character. I can't guarantee if I'll use them, but it'll be really fun to see what you guys will come up with. I've made this cool little hat template that shows you the character's head size plus the 4 directions you can make the sprite. So when you submit a sprite, make sure it has the 4 different viewing directions. And then I'll try them in game and see if I can make them match well. So I look forward to seeing cool hats or goggles or whatever you can think of as headgear. Take your time, there's still tons of development time for this game. And I'll see you in the next HEATSEED Devlog. Thanks for watching, bye bye. Neat game.